Midday news. We begin in Maiduguri, where floodwaters have rendered thousands of residents in the Borno state capital homeless as their houses are being submerged. The flood, according to sources, is as a result of the collapse of the Alau Dam. The incident, which began a few days ago, reached its peak in the early hours of today, displacing residents of about 6 communities. The floodwaters claimed several houses, shops, hospitals and other properties worth billions of naira. Residents of Borno state capital have continued to flee to safe places as their houses are being submerged. The popular Monday market, hospitals and schools have also been submerged. At the moment, the state government has commenced evacuation of survivors of the flood to temporary camps. Our senior reporter Jesse Tafida is standing by to give us updates from Maiduguri. Jesse, bring us up to speed on the flood situation in Borno state capital.
Thank you very much, Abosidi. We had some distress calls in the morning around 3 a.m. that residents are fleeing their homes. So we came out and we're trying to come down to the main Monday market, which was born last year, and the market was submerged. From the popular roundabout, all welcome roundabout, down to St. Patrick's, down to post office area, to Maiduguri Monday market, to Lagos Street, all are submerged. People were fleeing their homes as early as 3:30 a.m. Women carrying children, people were vulnerable, students from the College of Nursing, from the College of Health. They were trying to go out of the school. Some couldn't, some were drowned. And some men tried to save those they could. Because the state government have not given us the number of casualties, but a lot of people are victims of this flooding. It is overwhelming. You can see behind me people trying to get what they could. These are shop areas. You could see how the shops are being submerged in water. We are on a story building now, just to have a glimpse of what is happening. We're talking about hospitals. Patients are finding it difficult to go out of a hospital. Health workers are out, security people are out, everyone is out, but the situation is overwhelming.
So just let's talk about safety. Where are residents fleeing to exactly? And what is the state government at this time doing to manage their situation?
The Borno state government has designated some relocated IDP camps which were empty. Talking about the Bakassi IDP camp, and the state government have given vehicles to convey victims from their homes, those on lower grounds, those that their houses are being submerged, to the places, and you could see footages of them trying to register to go into safe places. When you are from Bulunkutu area of Maiduguri metropolis, you are already cut off from people along teaching hospital, University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, Bulabulin, even the Shewa of Borno's palace is being submerged. This is quite overwhelming. The state and the National Emergency Management Agency are putting all hands on deck to ensure that people are being saved from this flooding. And this is as a result, according to sources from the Alau Dam, which is a big reservoir in Maiduguri, and is one of the tributaries of the Lake Chad river. And according to sources, this dam was destroyed due to the influx of water, and this is the result of it.
All right, Jesse, thank you for that update. We'll definitely return to you later for some more development from there. Thank you, Jesse Tafida, for us in Maiduguri, Borno state capital. Let's look at other stories now. The Department of State Services has released the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero. He was released minutes before midnight. Mr. Ajaero, who said he was quizzed for several hours, however said his travel passport was seized by the DSS. Mr. Ajaero was arrested on Monday on his way to the United Kingdom for an official assignment when he was picked up at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. It came about 1 week after he honored an invitation by the police over an investigation into terrorism financing. In the meantime, the Department of State Services has described as misleading an alleged report on an invasion of SERAP offices in Abuja and Lagos State. In setting the record straight, the DSS said a team of 2 unarmed service operatives were lawfully detailed on routine investigation to Serap office in Abuja. It adds that these inquiries and liaison are traditional and does not in any way amount to illegality or raid. The DSS says it has been inundated with multiple inquiries on its alleged unlawful invasion and advised Nigerians to disregard these narratives with a commitment to remaining professional in the discharge of its core mandate. Elsewhere, the Nigerian Navy says protecting the nation's digital space is a must, especially at this time when cyberspace attacks are prevalent. Chief of Naval Staff stated this at an event held at NNS Beecroft in Lagos. Senior correspondent Ivy Kano reports.
It's the annual Inter-Command Communications and Cybersecurity Competition 2024. Declaring the 5-day event open, the Chief of the Naval Staff, represented by Rear Admiral Abdul Hamid Babaina, said in the face of emerging global cybersecurity challenges, their officers must constantly review and improve on their knowledge base.
This competition is expectedly designed to test the participants' skills, push creativity, and showcase their expertise. Over the next 5 days, you are expected to demonstrate your proficiency in various communication disciplines. A variety of cyber attacks, including phishing attacks, malware attacks, and denial of service attacks shall be stimulated. I want to emphasize that this is not a game, but a very important training exercise that should be taken seriously as our digital space is replete with such threats.
The organizer speaks on the areas of competencies the participants will be tested on.
They'll be put through real-time situations as obtains in operations across a range of communications and information technology, cybersecurity, and for them to be able to deliver during operations and exercises. We have 9 areas, among which you have a semaphore, you have flashing, you have voice procedure, you have a radio setup and assembling. Then the other aspects are information technology and capacity in cybersecurity.
Those competing are urged to put their best foot forward, as awards and trophies will be presented at the end of the competition. Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
Away from that, the National Union of Pensioners has called on the federal government to include its members in the recently enacted 70,000 Naira minimum wage. The union also wants President Bola Tinubu to find ways to ease the pains of the economic reforms in the aftermath of removal of subsidy on petrol. TVC News' Joki Adisa reports.
Nigerians are still grappling with the latest increase in the price of petrol. Pensioners are not left out as prices of goods and services continue to rise as a result of reforms the government insists are necessary for future economic gains. They rely on their meager monthly pensions to feed and ensure their welfare. With rising economic hardship, the pensioners say the labor of their youth appears to be in vain and want the government to soothe their pains.
The essence of this press conference is to remind His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, of the devastating conditions of Nigerian pensioners who are groaning and wallowing in abject poverty, worsened by the avoidable incessant fuel increase that have rendered their paltry monthly pensions useless.
The senior citizens also want their pensions reviewed in line with the recently enacted minimum wage law.
We wish to humbly suggest that the federal and state governments should consider using the new minimum wage of 70,000 as a basic or template to recompute pension emolument.
At another news conference, pensioners with the First Bank of Nigeria have called for an upward review of their entitlements.
We are now asking for an upward review of our monthly pension. We are also asking for at least a 300 minimum pay for annual medical care. The pay of 30,000 medical, 30,000 naira.
The pensioners say they are lending their voices to the cause by many Nigerians that government find lasting solutions to the economic hardship currently being faced in the country. Joke Edsa, TVC News, Abuja.